This is the plaintiff, Kayla Gassman. She says she purchased a car from the defendant, who's a sleazy used car salesman. That's right, he took advantage of her. He manipulated the sales papers to make it look like she paid less than she really did, and that's fraudulent. Bottom line, she wants a full refund of the $1,262 she paid him, because this guy is unethical as they come, and he must be stopped. This is the defendant, Robert. He says he didn't fudge any sales papers whatsoever, and the plaintiff is just making it up. The plaintiff purchased a vehicle from him. She didn't have all the money at the time of the sale, so she paid monthly. When she fell behind, she was hit with late fees. That set her off, and here they are. He's accused of being a sleazy car salesman. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $3,520 for late fees, harassment, and defamation of character.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff says that she bought a used car from the sleazy used car salesman defendant, says the thing is a piece of junk and wants her money back. But the defendant says that he didn't defraud anyone and is pretty sure the judge is going to agree once she sees his evidence. It's the case of, would you buy a used car from this man?
Have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Okay, Ms. Gassman, you're suing Mr. Robert and his company for the return of monies that you say you overpaid for a truck and fees. And he is counterclaiming against you for defamation of character and late fees. Talk to me and tell me what happened.
So on October 22nd of 21, I was looking on Facebook Marketplace to purchase a vehicle. I saw a post about a 1997 Honda Passport that was listed for $29.95. So I messaged Robert and I asked him what the lowest he would take. His reply was he just gave me the address to the car lot, told me to come up there and test drive it. So I did. I went up there that day. And so after I test drove it, it seemed fine. So I told him that I only had $2,700 that day. And he pulled out his calculator. He was saying that he would take that, but there would be extra fees totaling out to $570. So I said that would be fine. I would pay that over, a payment. So he gave me a bill of sale and the contract.
So how much did you pay him that day?
That day, I gave him $2,700, and the extra fees were going to be $570. So it totaled out to be $3,270.
$3,270. Okay. And is that what your purchase contract says?
Yes.
Okay. Now, oddly, I have a bill of sale that says $2,000. Why is that?
I have no idea.
Really?
When I spoke to an investigator about that, and he said that that's fraudulent. He's not supposed to do that at all.
Of course it's fraudulent. It's cheating the tax man. But I usually find that when somebody does it, like the other person's in on it because they want to be thanked for doing it. So why are you fraudulently, Mr. Robert, listing the car sale as $2,000 when you know it was more than that and she owes more in taxes on that?
Oh, good afternoon, Your Honor. And both of you are very beautiful today, Your Honor, I must say. I paid $2,000 for the vehicle.
No, why are you giving her a receipt that says that she paid you $2,000 when you know she paid more?
Me and her had an understanding. I told her that I paid $2,000 for the vehicle, and she was a little short on funds. To help her out on her taxes, I'll give it to her.
You mean in order to engage in tax fraud, right? So you were going to lie, and she was going to take your lie and say thank you. Don't pretend you didn't know, Ms. Gassman. What goes wrong? You pay the $2,700, but you don't get the title that day because you still owe whatever other money we're talking about. The agreement is that you're going to pay it a certain way. You were supposed to pay it when?
I think it was November 6th. Hold on.
November 4th. According to the payment contract, you owe $285 November 4th and another $285 November 17th. Did you pay it on November 4th?
I paid him on the 6th.
Right. So, and according to the contract that you signed, there's an additional $500 due if it's not paid on time, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So what happens? You're coming up short on November 4th, and you text him. What do you say to him?
So, yes, I explained to him, you know, because when I bought the car, my boyfriend originally told me he was going to help me. And so when I messaged him, you know, I told him I was going through a breakup. So there was going to be some financial things coming with that. And my oldest son, his birthday was coming up, and I couldn't afford to get him a present. Sorry. And, you know, at the time, I was just feeling like a failure, like I was failing my children. So, so when I contacted him, yes, it was in a panic. And he told me to pay him what I could.
Okay,
So,
let's see what you say and what he says. You say to him,
Right.
hey, I was wondering if there was any way we can work something out. I'm not doing too well right now. I definitely won't be able to afford another $500 added on, like it says on the paper, if I didn't pay. I got a lot of BS to deal with, and my son's birthday's next weekend, and I can't even afford to get him a present. I can try to pay what I can, but it won't be a lot. And his answer is Cash App the most you can, thanks today.
yes. So I told him I wasn't gonna have the money for 2 days. And 2 days later is when I met him at the car lot, and we got into the conversation about it, and he told me, you know, don't worry about it. Just pay me the extra fees and we'll be good. So
Do you have any witnesses to that?
No, the only people that were there was me and my kids, because
Okay.
you know, I don't have a village, and like I said, I was going through a hard time.
All right, and I'm sorry about that, you know, but I don't rule based on if I feel sorry for someone. I know you're young. I know
Right.
you. How old are you?
I know. I'm 26.
26.
26.
Okay, and you have how many kids? 2 kids?
Yes.
You know, I've got to be able to find that he waived the right to the late fees.
See, at the time, I didn't know that he was lying. So when
Wait,
I found
that he was
out,
lying about what?
when I went to pick up more drive-out tags,
Okay.
we were talking in person, and I explained the situation. He told me not to worry about it, just to pay him the rest of the extra fees.
Okay. So you pay it on the 6th, you pay part of it. Then you pay the rest of that first one when?
I paid him that day on the 19th. I paid him what I could, because that's what he asked. I paid him another $150. I ended up paying him off on December 20th. Actually, I was $20 short, but I didn't know that at the time.
Okay. So you're actually still
but-
not paid off.
Right, I was $20 short. So I didn't speak to him again until the 31st. And he was supposed to mail me my title. He asked for $12 for a
Okay, I
one-day
want to know
shipping
what
fee.
this says. I see his text, but I don't see what comes before it. You can stop with all this.
Right.
Are you coming to pick the title up, or do you want me to mail it? That is this is before the 31st. What was he referring to? You can stop with all this.
We were in an argument about the late fees. And I told him I reminded him of what he
Well,
had
I'd like
said
to
me in
see that.
person,
That's the
and
whole
we were-
case. Why don't I have those texts?
Because that was not in the text message. He had called me. He calls me when we're in the middle of text messaging, and he'll call me. So that's when it gets blocked out.
Okay, can I ask you a question? Did you ever waive the late fees?
No, ma'am.
She
What I
says you did verbally, that you told her, don't worry, just pay me the rest of the money. You don't have to pay the late fees.
What I did tell her on the text, you know, I know money is hard. I say, hey, don't, because after all the argument and the stuff she was doing to me, the harassment, I say, hey, listen, don't worry about the 500. I say, just give me 350, and you can 350 plus the 20 that you're short, and then you can have your title. I tried
Well,
to
no,
work
the
with her.
350 is late fees. So she says, I don't know him late fees, Judge, because I'm supposed to have gotten the title. He had waived the late fees. He's now trying to extort me. I continued to pay him because he told me he was waiving the late fees. She's asking me to look at the text where you say, just send what you can, thanks, today, as an answer to her question saying, I can't afford to pay the late fees. That you're saying to her, by that answer, that you're going to work with her. It's close. I would prefer an actual waiver where he says, don't worry about the late fees. And you should ask for that when you're trying to negotiate a waiver of late fees. But it's close. Now, she says she discusses it with you as well. And her proof that she had, or she's asking me to look at this as proof, is that at some point you say, send me $12, I'll overnight the title. Why are you telling her that if you feel like she still owes you money?
Because at that point, she was harassing me. My business, 95% of my business is Facebook Marketplace, and she put up over 100 ads belittling me, saying I was scamming her, I was stealing from her.
When did she do that?
On several different occasions.
That is not an answer. Tell me the first time. Do you know when she first put them on? How about you, Ms. Gassman? When did you first start writing stuff on Facebook against him? This text is on December 31st, where you say to her, next day mail will be $12. You can stop with this. Are you coming to pick up the title? So you are telling her, pick up the title. Send me $12. I'll mail you the title. Then she sends you the $12 and you don't mail her the title. I'm trying to understand why you tell a person, send me $12 and you'll get the title. And they send you the $12 and then you don't send them the title. What's your answer to that?
Because I didn't want to alarm her that I was going to repo her. I was trying to keep her at bay before she hired my vehicle. She already said.
Why did you lie then? So you had no intention of giving her the title?
Not until she paid me, ma'am. I was trying to keep her.
So the answer is yes. So you lied when you said you sold the car at $2,000 in order to help her cheat the tax man, which she's just clueless about that. And then you also lied when you said, send me $12 for overnight mail. I'm sending you a title. That was a lie. All right. So then what is it you do, Ms. Gassman, when this happens? You end up putting, here's where the bad posts happen, right?
So yes, I did go to Facebook and I made some buyer beware posts. Like,
let's hold on one second because I want to hear this taped phone call. Let's hear this.
Oh, yes. Yes.
What the f is wrong with you? Why the f you put people in my business? What the f?
Put anybody in your business.
What the f wrong with you?
Who's in the background? Who's in the background?
That was my boyfriend. He was trying to calm me down. Because
so you guys got back together?
Yes. We have a son together, so we did work things out.
Let's play the last video.
Is your boyfriend there? Can I speak with him?
No. Nobody's here.
Why would you ask to speak to her boyfriend, Mr. Robert?
She was being very non-negotiable, and I just, man, it's Your Honor.
Mr. Robert.
She was.
You live in a
ma'am.
world where you can say whatever you want and then do whatever you want afterwards. You say whatever you want in order to get what you want, and then later you change what you say. I don't live in that world. And the little lady doesn't have to put her boyfriend on because she's being unreasonable. She's not negotiating. She's not wheeling dealing with you. You know, to me, it is evident to me that you did tell her that she didn't have to pay the late fees just to keep getting money from her, and then you don't want to stick with that. And what makes it evident to me is that that's almost what you said in the text. When she says, please, please, I can't afford the other $500, you say, just pay what you can. Yeah, you know, a lot of judges might just call that waiver. I'm actually going to give it to you, maybe it's not that clear. But all I need to know to find out whether or not she's telling the truth about your waiver or you're telling the truth is you telling me, oh, yeah, all that's just a lie. All that I just said because I'm trying to keep tabs on the car. I don't want to lose the car, so I'll tell her whatever. Yeah, send me $12, I'll send you the title. None of that should be used against me. No, I live in a world where when you say something, it can be used against you. You see? So if you are telling somebody and leading them into the impression that you're going to waive the late fees, you can't then later say, ha, but I'll negotiate with you. Don't be so non-negotiable. Before you blow up, why would you even think she was going to blow up? Of course she was going to blow up because you had told her you were going to waive them. So now, you still owe $20. Everybody agrees with that, right? Yeah. Now, but let me just try to understand your lawsuit because I love this, Ms. Gassman.
Your Honor.
You have a lawsuit against him for the $12 for the title that you sent him and $1,262, which is what?
It's so the bill of sale being $2,000 and the contract that he had.
Oh, get on out of here. Are you kidding me? Ms. Gassman, look at me because I'm going to give you one chance to come clean.
Yes, ma'am.
You know I've been around the block, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When he wrote $2,000, wasn't he saying that way you'll pay less in taxes?
No, he did not tell me that, and I did not glance at the bill of sale. I was more paying attention
He
to the
doesn't
contract
strike me as the kind of
itself.
guy who would do you a favor without trying to get credit for it. And I don't believe you on that. But now you have a car and you have no title, right?
Right.
Right.
I
okay.
was asking for my title as
Yeah,
well.
well, you haven't, but that is what you should be getting. And now on the counterclaim, you're suing her for $3,520. Let's go over that. The $20, I agree with you. She owes you $20. Everybody agrees that. $500 on the late fees, I am finding against you on that. Okay? And $1,500 for defamation of character. She wrote, tell me what she wrote about you. Do you have the defaming statements?
I'm gonna need about 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Your
sure,
Honor, to
take
get
it.
that.
Don't worry, take it. While he's looking for that, what was it you said about him, Ms. Gassman?
Yes, I have it right here. I said he was a scammer and that he refused to give me the title after I paid off the vehicle, and then I just posted screenshots.
Okay. All right. So is her defaming statement anything other than that, what she just said, which is he won't give me my title even though I'm paid off?
She wasn't paid off.
Okay. All right, we're done. Here's what's going to happen. No, you're not going to get $1,262. In fact, you're going to pay him $20 that you still owe him. And on your counterclaim against her, you win on the $20. And I am ordering you to sign over the title to her because I find that she has, in fact, abided by what you told her, which you agree that you told her. You're just telling me, well, I was lying. I just told her that stuff just to keep her on the string so that she wouldn't hide the car. But that's not how business is done. And there are consequences to things you say. So I am going to hold you to that, and I'm going to order you to sign over the title to her as soon as she pays you the $20. That is how we're resolving both cases. Good luck, folks.
Hey, congratulations.
I told you.
Congratulations. No smoke. No smoke. I lost.
He says no smoke, he lost. No, the defendant actually won. You get $20 from the plaintiff, Mr. Robert. Then you got to give her the title. That's what the judge has decided. You okay with that?
Can I have an appeal, or I have to just give it to her?
No, you can't appeal. This case is final. It's like Supreme Court. It's a final decision here. You agreed to whatever the judge decided. All right?
Not a problem.
All right, Ms. Glassman, you were suing for $1,200. You don't get that, but you are going to have to pay that $20, but you're going to have the title. How about that?
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. How's the car, by the way? We never heard whether it was any good or not. Is it a good car?
Well, I haven't been able to drive it lately, and it does have a coolant leak, so I have to be very careful with it.
Well, I suggest you don't go back to Mr. Robert. I think to
Right.
have your car fixed.
I already
don't think
know.
he'll do that for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Never again.
All right. Very good. Well, thank you very much.
Okay, Doug, we've talked about it before. When you sue for defamation, you have to prove initially that the statement made, which is the subject of the lawsuit, is false. It can't be sort of true. It can't be partially true. It's got to be false. And that's just the beginning, because after that, you have to prove the false statement caused some kind of scorn and ridicule. In this case, there was no proof that it was even false, and that's why the plaintiff lost.
Is there anything you can do when a person refuses to cooperate with an insurance company so they can't pay out on an accident? I got rear-ended and the state police were on the scene. The person admitted he was 100% at fault. Help!
Okay, so it sounds like that person is not cooperating. The person who rear-ended you is not
Right.
cooperating with their own insurance
They've
company.
disappeared or something. Right.
Right. So that's a problem for everybody, because the truth of the matter is, yes, there is something you can do, which is you need to file a lawsuit against the person.
Right.
Your rights are against the person, not against the insurance company. If the person isn't cooperating with their insurance company, they'll get theirs because that's one of the clauses in the contract with the insurance company.
Right.
The problem is that's not good for you.
No.
They
So they cancel them or
They
something.
deny coverage and they
Deny
say,
coverage.
you're not cooperating, so we're not going to cover you on this accident.
Yeah.
Guess who's left holding the
not
bag?
good for
You've
you.
now got to collect against the person. But your beef is always with the person. You don't have rights against the insurance company or to force him to cooperate with his insurance company. Now, having said that, most people will cooperate because they don't want to be stuck paying $5,000 to fix your car.
Right.
So they will eventually cooperate, especially when they get that letter from the insurance company saying, we're going to deny your coverage and you'll be in this alone.